Very good morning, students. So today in this video I would like to explain the basic problems on infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate and neonatal mortality rate. So I hope you understood the concept of the three measures of mortality, that is infant mortality, maternal mortality and neonatal mortality. So infant mortality, so the number of infant deaths, that means aged less than 1 year babies, divided by total number of live births. Here the main point among all these three, one common point among all these three methods is live births have to be considered in place of population. Remember this, because now we are all calculating about mother dying due to childbirth, and then infant deaths among live births, and then neonatal deaths among live births. See, the total measures, among these three, there is one concern point, that is just born babies and 1 year babies, and because of babies mother dies because of childbirth, right? So the total point revolving around the live births. So that is the reason population should not be considered. Here we have to consider live births. That is the main point in IMR, MMR and NMR, the common point among all these three methods. See this problem now. IMR, infant mortality rate. In a town, in a year, 62,418 live births occurred and 3,207 infant deaths, that means aged less than 1 year infant we can call. So in the same year, compute IMR, infant mortality rate. See here in the above question, infant deaths are also given, at the same time live births are given. 62,418. Among all these live births, there are 3,207 infant deaths. Then what is the infant death ratio we are calculating, rate? So as you all know the formula, infant mortality rate, number of infant deaths divided by total number of live births multiplied by 1000. So very simple formula, guys. Number of infant deaths. So number of infant deaths divided by total number of live births multiplied by 1000. So already the number of infant deaths they have given 3,207 divided by live births were 62418 multiplied by 1000. Then what is the infant mortality rate? 51.37 after calculating the above data. So I have got 51.37 is a value. So you please calculate this. 51.37 infant deaths divided by 1000 live births. 51.37 in the sense 51 approximately infant deaths occurred per 1000 live births. Among 1000 live births, according to the data in a town, 51 deaths, infant deaths were occurring. Fine. So 51.37 infant deaths per 1000 live births. That means every 1000 live births there are 51 infant death cases. That is how the conclusion should be arrived. Clear? So this is the problem on infant mortality rate. So shall we see the next problem? Yes. Now we have seen the NMR calculation, infant mortality rate. Now the second method is MMR. What does it mean, MMR? Maternal mortality rate. So maternal cases in the sense number of deaths among mothers, number of deaths of mothers due to childbirth divided by number of births occurred in the year. Fine. So among all the births occurred, In those, how many mothers died? Such cases we can say it as a puerperal cases, as I mentioned earlier in the previous video. So let us see the problem. In a community, in a specific year, 4,000 births occurred. So in a community particular year, there are 4,000 births occurred. In the case of 40 of above, the mothers died due to childbirth. Compute maternal mortality rate. See, 4,000 births occurred, it seems, in a town, in a community in a specific year. Among those 4,000, 40 mothers were died. Simple logic, if I tell, out of 4,000 population, births occurred, in those 40 mothers were died. That means for every 1,000 population, of course, 10 deaths occurred. 10 mothers died due to childbirth per every 1,000 population. In a simple logic it is, isn't it? 4,000 births occurred, 40 mothers died. That means for every 1,000 live births, there are 10 mothers died. Fine. So per 1,000, 10 mothers. For 4,000, 40 mothers. Simple logic. So answer we can say it as directly 10 mothers died per 1,000 live births. See here, MMR formula, number of deaths of mothers due to childbirth divided by total number of births into 1,000. So 40 deaths of mothers occurred among 4,000. Per 1,000 to convert, you will be getting 10 mothers died due to childbirth. That is how the conclusion has to be written. See, am I clear this problem? So maternal cases, number of mothers dying divided by total number of births occurred in a year, in the year, multiplied by 1,000. So 40 mothers died divided by 4,000 births occurred multiplied by 1,000. You will be getting the answer 10 deaths of mothers due to childbirth. So this is the problem on MMR. See, remember always, infant, so below 1 year babies dying per live births into 1,000. Next, maternal, mother dying due to childbirth divided by number of births multiplied by 1,000. Similarly, the NMR, neonatal. What is the difference between infant and neonatal? Infant means aged less than 1 year. Neonatal means aged less than 28 days. Exactly 4 weeks. Within 1 month also we can say indirectly. Okay. A newly born baby, if he or she dies within 1 month or 4 weeks, then such cases are neonatal cases. If they are facing such mortality condition below 28 days, such cases are all neonatal cases. Right? See the third method. In a particular city, 3,000 live births occurred and 90 neonatal deaths in that year. Calculate NMR, neonatal mortality rate. Now, see the question clearly. 3,000 live births occurred, it seems, in that year. Among those 3,000 live births, there are 90 neonatal deaths. That means per every 1,000, for every 1,000, how many neonatal deaths? 30. 90 neonatal and 3,000 live births. That means 90 divided by 3,000 if you do, you will come to know. So 30, 30, 30 per every 1,000, 30 neonatal deaths. So in a formula manner it has to be calculated. So write down the formula first. NMR, neonatal mortality rate. Neonatal, as I said, aged below 28 days if a baby dies. So number of neonatal deaths divided by number of live births in the year multiplied by 1,000. So Given neonatal deaths, 90 divided by 3000 into 1000. So 90 by 3000 into 1000, 0.003, that is multiplied by 1000, 30 neonatal deaths per 1000 live births. For every 1000 live births, there are 30 neonatal deaths. That means aged less than 28 days deaths. So these are the basic 1 mark, 2 mark problems on measurement of mortality. Clear? So by this, the mathematical part is completed. I mean, the measurement of fertility, measurement of reproductive, measurement of mortality, all the three concepts have completed. Fertility, CBR, ASBR, GFR, TFR, and reproductive, gross reproductive, net reproductive. Mortality rates, CDR, ASDR, STDR, IMR, NMR, MMR. So these are all the measurement of fertility, reproductive as well as mortality rates. And we have seen all the methods along with merits and demerits. So clearly you observe the videos and make a note of this. Have your notes completely before commencing the classes. So once again, in live regular classes in a college, we shall see all these methods in a glance, just for a revision sake. So if you have the enough stuff material, then we can just have a glance over all these kinds of concepts, whichever I have sent in video, whichever is being sent in video. So am I clear? Now the next very important concept is life tables concept. So that is the theoretical concept, but interesting concept. So far we have seen separately, individually, birth rate, reproductive rate and death rate. Now life table, it describes the whole thing. I mean, about mortality, about reproductive, about mortality, about fertility, everything it describes. So right from birth to till death, the lifespan of a person, of a baby, the year, the life will be decided by learning the concept called life tables. So by this video, my mathematical part is completed. So in a fresh video, I would like to start the life table concept. So another 2 more videos, I am going to complete the concept of vital statistics. So shall we have once the notes in a glance, everything? Yes. So these are all the concepts which initially I am explaining about. First we have seen demography, and then meaning of vital statistics and methods. Measurement of population, yes, we have calculated, and uses of vital statistics done. Basic definitions like fertility and fecundity, and then methods of fertility rates. There are 4 methods with merits and demerits, and the problems on all the fertility rates we have done. Methods of reproductive rates with merits and demerits, that is also completed, GRR and NRR. And then methods of mortality rates, right from CDR, ASDR, STDR, IMR, MMR and NMR with merits and demerits. See, of course, IMR, NMR and MMR, we do not have particular kind of merits and demerits. They are just actually till STDR is the main concept. This IMR, MMR and NMR just below 1 year cases only. All these are within 1 year, whatever the live births occurred, among those what kind of deaths occurred, infant deaths or neonatal deaths or maternal deaths. Now the last but not the least, life table concept. So that concept I am going to deal. So these are all the concepts already we have seen, right? So I hope you are maintaining the notes. If not, so kindly maintain it. So the complete notes anyhow for teaching sake I have prepared. So the same notes in a xeroxed manner I can provide in the class. Fine. So all these concepts already you have. So I am just glancing it, because life table concept I have to start, but in the next video I would like to start the life table concept. So I hope you are maintaining this entire notes, and at the same time you are understanding all my concepts. So vital statistics concept is very simple. Just practicality you have to just jump into, and then application oriented kind of problems need to be calculated. So all these things we have seen already, right? I hope the homework problems are completed, I feel. Please have sufficient notes. Standardized death rate, problems on STDR, and then infant mortality, maternal mortality, neonatal mortality rates, and those problems, right? Merits and demerits of STDR. So here the problems which I have given, these are the homework questions for the coming week. So by this I am just going to wind up this video. In the fresh video I would like to start the new concept, that is life tables and its components, along with that uses of life tables. Fine. So we shall meet in the next video. Thank you.